Every strong community bank takes quiet pride in board cohesion. Directors have often served together for years. Many know each other's families. Some have even worked through recessions, credit cycles, acquisitions, and leadership transitions together. Disagreements happen. They simply tend to happen without much drama. Most of the time, that is a strength. But there is a point, rarely obvious when it happens, where cohesion can become something else. Comfort. I sat in a board meeting several years ago where the institution was performing well. Capital was strong, growth was steady, the CEO had credibility with the board and throughout the organization. Nothing felt unsettled. That morning, management presented 3 strategic paths for the next several years. One focused on measured organic growth, one involved expansion into nearby markets, the third required a more aggressive investment in talent and infrastructure. Each option had merit. The discussion that followed was thoughtful. Directors asked questions, management responded, heads nodded around the table. Nobody appeared disengaged. Yet something felt incomplete. No one challenged an assumption. No one pushed an argument far enough to discover where it might break. The conversation moved smoothly from one point to the next, perhaps too smoothly. After the meeting, a director lingered behind. As people gathered their papers and headed toward the door, he said quietly, "We're aligned. I just want to make sure we're not avoiding tension." Then he left. The comment wasn't criticism. It was observation. I thought about that remark again years later during a conversation with another director. He told me, "Sometimes I don't ask the second question." I asked why. He laughed and said, "Because management is good, the numbers are good, and honestly, I don't want to sound like I'm second-guessing people." Nothing about that answer suggested weakness. In fact, it reflected something many strong institutions experience: trust. The challenge is that trust can change how questions get asked. A director starts softening the wording, a concern becomes a suggestion, a question gets shortened because everyone already seems comfortable with the answer. No one notices it happening. The meeting still feels productive. The vote is still unanimous. Everyone leaves believing the discussion was thorough. I remember a CEO telling me after a strategic retreat, "It went well, everyone was supportive." Then he paused. "I just wish someone had pushed harder." That comment stayed with me, not because the retreat had gone poorly, because the CEO himself sensed that support and examination are not the same thing. The strongest boards I've observed are not the ones with the most disagreement. They are the ones where the directors seem comfortable making each other uncomfortable for a few minutes. Not personally, intellectually. A question gets pressed one step further. An assumption gets revisited. Someone asks whether the board is accepting an answer because it is persuasive or because it is familiar. Those moments rarely create tension in the room. They create confidence in the decision. A board chair once gave me a test I've never forgotten. He said, "If every vote is unanimous, eventually I start wondering whether we're working hard enough." He wasn't looking for conflict, he was looking for examination. There is a difference. Comfort is attractive because it feels efficient. Meetings move quickly, consensus comes easily, very little energy is spent on disagreement. But governance is not measured by how quickly a board reaches agreement. It is measured by how thoroughly it examines what it is agreeing to. A few years ago, after observing several meetings at one institution, I asked the chair a question. "When was the last time this board left the meeting actually tired?" He smiled and thought about it, then said, "It's been a while." The answer wasn't alarming, but it was revealing. Strong boards do not need more conflict. They do not need more personalities. They do not need manufactured tension. What they need is enough curiosity to keep assumptions from becoming habits. Cohesion is valuable. Few institutions have enough of it. But when cohesion begins protecting ideas from examination, something important is lost. Before the next strategic decision arrives, there may be a question worth asking in executive session. Not about performance, not about management, not even about strategy. About the way the board thinks. Are we truly cohesive, or have we simply become comfortable?